Hello, this is Professor Ford coming to you from YouTube land. Here I'm just going to give you a basic introduction or orientation to the layout of the course. Of course, this is where you entered the course. As soon as you get into Blackboard here, this is what you see is the course announcements. Hopefully you read this announcement. And then you clicked on Virtual Classroom to get to the Virtual Classroom. And you've gone through all this stuff, okay? I know you've already done that. Now let me just talk about this. This is the instructions on how to get a hold of me. And please contact me through Blackboard messages only. Okay. If you contact me too many different ways, it gets to be an organizational nightmare. So let's keep all the communication right here in the class, and that'll make it easier for you and for me. But real quick, you just click here on Messages, Create Message, you find me, move me over to the Recipients column, type in your subject, type your message, submit. There you go. Easy. All right, so back here, Pearson Customer Support. We're going to talk about that more later. Getting started. Of course, you've gone through all that. Here's the syllabus. And what's the difference between online face-to-face? Hopefully you read that. Here's a Wall Street Journal article. Excuse me, a Wall Street Journal offer to students. Not required, just it's there if you want it. Study skills videos, very worthwhile. All right. I'm assuming you've gone through all this, so why am I going through all this? Welcome to my class. Okay, now this is the link you click to get to this video, and that brings us to Module 1, Financial Planning and Budgeting. Who am I, who are you? This is our first discussion. We're going to have 4, 5, 6 discussions in the class. Together they count for 15% of your grade, including this one. And basically they're free points, really. Who am I? Well, that's you get to read about me. And who are you? Well, click onto that. Before you click onto that, it says click on Create Thread on the next page for instructions. Students usually miss that part, or I should say often do. So click on that, and if you're the first one, there's nothing there. So click on Create Thread, and there we have it. We have some instructions there, and then you go in and there's your subject, and there's your you write about yourself, and then you click Submit, and there you go. Now the next section, and most of the modules are set up just this way. Not every module is going to have a discussion, but we've got the next lectures. Start at the top and click your way down. That's how this thing works. And I've even got A, B, C. Okay, why is this stuff is so important? Here's a little spiel about balance and income statement, and video and audio lectures. Here's an interesting video, very worthwhile watching. And that brings us to homework. That's where it gets a little trickier in this first module. And that's why I'm really going over this, because we've got to get set up in Revel. Pearson Revel is where our textbook is, where the homework questions are, and that's where a lot of the stuff we're going to be doing is located. So we've got to get set up. Now, to access Revel, you click here. But not yet. Okay, not yet. Here are the instructions up here how to do it. But you got to do it by clicking here. So when I'm going to download the instructions, but the link we're talking about is this one. Okay, so here we are. So we're downloading the instructions, and here they are. Okay. To begin registration, click here to access Pearson Revel, link I just showed you, and then follow the instructions below. You will need to choose how you will access the course. Students participating in the Box of Books program we'll click on this, redeem. You have an access code. Redeem. If you purchase the access code somewhere else, like the bookstore, you also click here and you enter that access code. If you didn't do either of those, you purchase here. Now, what I would do, if you haven't decided what to do, you get a 14-day temporary access while you figure it out. So you can buy it here for this much, or you can go to the OCC bookstore and buy it there. And I'm honestly not sure if it's cheaper or more. Usually it's more at the bookstore, but things change all the time. So if you're not sure, click here. Now, if you're in Box of Books, here is your code right here. This is your code. Only use this code if you are in the Box of Books program. If you opted out, do not use this code. Otherwise, they will bill you later. And from what they tell me, I mean, you'll still get access, but from what they tell me, they will bill you for more money than this. So if you're in Box of Books only, use that code. Okay, so you enter your code and click Submit Code, and hopefully you're on your way. Now, next, well, let's go back to the virtual classroom. It's a fast way to get back. Going back to Module 1 and back to homework. Okay, now we're going to go into Revel. Once you're registered and everything, click on that link. And here we are. There's the course. Now, this is spring semester 2020. Now, Revel is new. There's a glitch or two in there. There's another one I'll talk to you about. One of the glitches is, you can see that says 2019 fall. Don't worry about that. You're in the right place. Okay, these are the dates you're worried about. We're not really going to 2022. I don't know why it does that either. So, click on that. And that takes you right in. And let me click on the student view so I'm looking at what you're looking at when you get in. And here we are. Scroll down. There it is, our first module, first chapter, Financial Planning and Budgeting, due January 30th by 11:45 p.m. Now let me tell you something here. Another little glitch in Revel is that after the due date, if you try to do any problems, it won't tell you it's not submitting or accepting your answers. It will simply make you think you are. You'll go right along submitting them just fine, except for it's not really accepting them. So you're doing all that work for nothing. So if 11:45 p.m. Eastern Time has passed and you have an extenuating circumstances where you would like some more time, you've got to contact me and I have to give it to you. You can't just do it on the sly. It doesn't work. You think it's working, it doesn't work. So don't bother after the deadline to try to submit anything. It makes you think it's working, it's functioning just as it always is by all appearances, except for it's not recording your answers. But it doesn't tell you that. At least it didn't last semester. Maybe they fixed it. Maybe we'll find out otherwise, but we'll see. All right, so, well, I'd start just by clicking on this. I guess you can click Start Assignment, whichever. Take your pick. Here we go. And we see a video waiting for us. Watch the video, scroll down as you read. There's our learning objectives for this section. Okay, all very nice. And then turn to the next page, click here. You've probably all used electronic books before. So this is just pretty standard stuff. Here we go. Here's another video as soon as it loads. And turn the page. More money is not the answer. Well, I understand what they're saying, but let me tell you something. More money is part of the answer, okay? More money is definitely helpful. It's part of the answer. But no matter how much money you have, you can still outspend it. That's what they're saying here. All right, so that you got the idea. So you keep clicking along and just do it in order, okay? Otherwise, you're going to get lost and you're going to miss stuff. And eventually, here we go. Now we have some questions. And there'll be questions embedded in the body of the text. And at the end, there's going to be homework and a quiz. So just plow your way through. And the nice thing about it is when you leave, if you want it automatically saves where you are. Okay. So click around and just kind of get familiar with it and play with it. Jump around and try out the different. You can click over here and see what you got there. Bunch of stuff, highlights and notes, table of contents, and so on and so forth. And then get started on the reading and the assignment. Okay, so, and here, I've got, it's kind of a formality in this, but your first Revel assignment. Well, go into Revel and watch the videos, read the chapter, all that, do the homework and quiz, and so on and so forth, and there it is. That's Module 1, and each module has the same format, each module, set up the same way, and that's our little introduction and orientation to the course.